All right, we're going to get this show on the road. We'll ask Robbie to lead us in prayer, and then we'll do the pledge.
Let's pray. Most kind, gracious Father, Lord, we thank you so much for this day, God, and for all the many blessings of life that you bestowed. God, I just thank you so much for each and every one of the children that's going to be graduating. And God, we know that the times that they're facing and this day in which we live, but Lord, I just thank you so much, and I'm especially proud of my son. God, I just ask that you'll be with each and every one of these graduates. God, I thank you so much as we get ready to recognize the veterans. And Lord, I know it's going to be a celebration of different times this year, but just thank you for them. God, I just pray that you'll be with our nation and our country and our county. Be with each and every one of the leaders, Lord, that make decisions each and every day that will affect for days, weeks, and years to come. God, I pray that you'll be with this Board of Commissioners as they gather now for the service at hand, and that you'll just lead, guide, and direct. For in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, that I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first on the agenda, roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Here.
Debbie Davis.
Here.
Daniel Deal. Dewey Estimov.
Here.
Mark Evans. Jeremy Kinsey. John Pippinger.
Here.
Samantha Trantham. Here. And James Whitty.
Here.
Approval of reports of offices.
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call.
Who's second?
Brooks.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimov.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trantham. Yes. And James Whitty.
Yes.
Approval of notaries. Now, do we want to do all these together? How have we been doing that? Forget. Yeah.
Just read them all. One time, we'll make a motion.
Okay. Margaret Gregory, address is Main Street, Benton. Place of employer is Hamilton County Department of Education. Christy Earwood, residence is Old Fort. Name of employer is Higdon Heating Air. Amy Green, residence Benton, Tennessee. A name of employer, Cash Express. That's the three of them.
Make a motion to approve 3 notaries.
Second.
Roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimov.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trantham. Yes. And James Whitty.
Yes.
Okay, next is budget amendments. First budget amendment, 101, general 37 through 42, and 151 debt service. Number 1 will process by approval of the county executive under the COVID-10 emergency plan. A statement of the plan and the amendments have been given out at this meeting to the commission and will be available for public inspection in the county clerk's office. Do I have a motion to acknowledge the receipt of the COVID-19 emergency plan and process budget amendments?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimov.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trantham. Yes. And James Whitty.
Yes.
So she already done them, or that emergency, I went and got approved, correct?
Yeah. We just have to acknowledge that we got a copy.
Emergency Policy and Procedures Amendment, the road department.
Let's see, you still have one budget amendment.
Oh. What are we
There's
doing?
something to vote on for tonight.
Should be in 3 of them.
You told me. The 43, 45?
Yeah.
That's the one that I read?
Yeah.
Okay, why did I say that? Okay, next we have the budget amendments, 101, numbers 43, 44, 45, that was John Morrison. He gonna
Hey, I'm down here.
Okay. Budget amendment from, this is, what is this, Patrice? This is through, it's $16,532. And this comes from, where does this come from?
Well, it's a variety. Some of it is undesignated and some of it is from another line. This is a 5-part one. It's all under 101, so I did it all on one.
Okay, undesignated,
The 4745 up top, if you'll notice under
Yeah.
your purpose, I've got them numbered. The
Yeah.
first one is to cover court-ordered medical evaluation expenses. That's,
the 4745.
and then the number 2 one is, the trustees line cost. The number 3 is just the in-department line-to-line transfer to cover. 4 is, sanitation cost, and 5 is a request from the county attorney to finish out this fiscal year.
And then, and that comes up to a total of $16,532.
Correct.
Okay, then amendment number 44, civil defense, correct, Catrice?
Yes, that's for that specialty rescue jaws of life equipment we talked about the other night.
Yeah. So that was $4,460. That was for the piece of equipment itself.
Well,
For that part of the grant.
That was,
no, there's 3, that's all being moved within their department too, none from fund balance. So
Okay.
just those 3 lines make up the total of 10,460.
10,460, got you. Okay, 4,460, 1,500, and 4,500, which makes a total of $10,460. Okay, then this other one is deputy salary line. That's been moved, I guess, or what?
We have, a sanitation worker, wanting to work kind of as just a contracted worker and not necessarily a county employee. So I can't pay them from the salary line when they do that, so I need money moved to a contracted service line.
And that's $1,584.
Yes.
That should save us some money, shouldn't it, on retirement, social security?
Well, it's part-time anyway, but they'll be liable for their own taxes. He's filled out a W-9. You know, it won't be any extra legwork. Takes a little extra legwork off us, work.
I make a motion to adopt number 44 and 45.
So this front page on 43,
I'll make a motion on that.
that one is what you were talking about the other night, when you said our county attorney wanted one, putting this line on.
The number 5 one is his, the 3,000.
You just wanna do 44,
I made a motion for number 44 and number 45.
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
What's wrong with 43?
I'm not voting on the dues and memberships. I have no problem with 44 and 45, but I have a major problem with dues and memberships. And,
Well, go ahead and vote on this and we'll deal with that one.
It's line to line like the other two that were approved previous, this,
it is.
just for
And
the
I think
rest of you.
I did, Robbie, I did vote, nothing personal, but I did vote no on both of those as well.
Yes, you did. And
Yes, I did.
and you told me that you would vote no on this one.
Yes.
Roll call. Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
What we got now?
43.
44 and 45.
45, yes.
Judy Espinoff,
Yes.
John Pippinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trentham.
Yes.
And James Gooding.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve number 43.
I second it.
So why does he need more money?
Eric.
Just dues membership, what is it first?
No, she's talking about Eric.
He's $3,000 more.
She was talking about the county attorney.
He went over.
I mean, he didn't go over. He was.
Just finish out the years. He done.
For what?
He's not over yet, he's just thinking for the month of June, and I guess what he's got left to work on. He just told me he probably need about 3,000 more to finish out the year.
He's just thinking.
We might not use it.
And if you don't use
I
it, it
think
falls
he done
back
ahead
into
of
fund
time, so
balance.
see old we done ahead, so he know what's going on or not. But if he don't use it, hey,
It'll go back into fund balance.
If he doesn't use it.
And then, so we're gonna take out, we taking out the membership? What was
No,
this
no,
deal?
no, you got first and second on
On all of it,
but that,
Yeah.
on 43.
on 43. But, I don't know about that.
personal thing with John Lloyd.
Actually, it's, I was here not long after the commission set it at a certain amount, and there's a reason they done that. You had dues and memberships flying everywhere, and the county's paying for all of it. The state law at the time said that we had to pay $50 on all their dues and memberships. So they set it at the amount that the code, whatever the code due was. And said that anybody else that wanted to pay more could pay it themselves. You know, the addition.
It's coming out of their budget.
Huh?
It's coming out of their budget. I
It is.
That's neat.
What's that tell you about how much money you put in their budget? And we was looking for money.
Very minimal amount.
It is, 600 here, 600 there. We cut, a few years ago, we cut the county commission's dues and memberships completely out. Done that for 2 years. And it didn't affect nothing. CTAS still has to operate with Polk County if you cut yourself out of dues and memberships. Because it's funded state.
What about the budget? What'd you say about your budget?
I said, what's that mean, if you've got extra $600 from the vote, what's that say about how much we cut in the budget? And we're looking for money.
I started to say you voted to build 2 new, brand new libraries.
I did.
What, $600 a year, but I won't say it to you. I'll keep it.
Actually, I haven't been to the libraries, but
Do what?
remember, there's my can't get.
Anyway.
It is what it is, I just don't, I mean, I'm not gonna vote on that particular line, and I have no problem if it passes. Passes, it passes.
Well, and on the attorney fees, I mean, of course, I wanna pay him for everything that he does. We have to pay him for everything he does. We're obligated. But I would rather get there.
Do it
and
after
then-
the fact.
After the fact. I mean, for some stupid reason, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if he does it, we pay him. But,
Well, I think long as he knows if he'll get paid if he does do that.
right, I mean, we have no choice but to pay him. If he does the work, we have to pay
We
him.
don't pay anyone, I don't.
Yeah.
We need to do it now.
When I
Right.
I'd rather him do it than.
I asked Patrice about this earlier, he still turns in billable hours.
She does.
So we only pay for the hours he turns, I mean, it's not like this goes to a salary line, he only
Right.
gets paid for his billable hours.
Right.
So,
Can you roll call?
I'm on the motion, Judy second.
okay, roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Not even take it. Dewey, yes, or Dewey,
Yes.
John Pippinger,
No.
Samantha Trentham.
Pass.
And James Woody.
Yes.
Fail.
You give them opportunity to change. It fails, let's help them change.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wanna have some more explanation done to me on these dues and membership things. I mean, cause I'm new to
See in
this.
the budget year, and we'll give it to everybody else all year long, and this is the last one we'll be dealing with.
Yeah.
The new budget year is why I voted yes.
Right.
And he's right, Robbie's the only one that's asked for it, that's not got it as far as dues and memberships.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if y'all just have a problem with the county attorney, can we just take all 5, cause this is gonna make, hard, I'll throw out 4 other ones kinda, cause I put them all on one, cause.
I'd rather him do the work before paying.
Yeah, that's fine, I agree with that.
Can you make an amendment for 43, to minus off line 5?
And we'll do, I mean, since this is the end of the year, I mean, I don't care,
And we'll give it to everybody else all year.
right. This next year, we gotta get it figured out, for everybody's, we got, I don't know, somebody's gonna explain all that to me before I keep, cause I'm not really got it down pat, and I don't wanna double do it, and I don't want one person to get it, somebody else not get it, and so, anyway, but for now, I will change my vote on that. On the dues and membership, if we wanna do it that way. Can we do it that way, John?
Huh?
Just need to revote an amendment.
What are you
number
taking out?
43.
Okay.
Take
You
off
can
line
restrict any of the 5.
Okay.
Out of the budget.
We'll take
Okay.
the county attorney out.
Take off line 5.
And then
Back off line
It's
5.
That's
my
the
fault,
county
change her.
attorney.
Pass, and then we'll go on to the next. If not, we'll still go
Yeah,
on.
we take 5 off of it.
So both of them
Okay.
change
Debbie.
on those to you.
Do what?
Changing your vote.
Yes. The number 3. I mean, yeah, it'll be, we'll just take off line 5, and everything else gets a yes, right? Correct?
Amendment 40?
Nope.
I make a motion that we accept amendment number 43, restricting section 5, line 5, however you want to term it, in the amount of $3,000,
Which is county
and
attorney.
accepting 1 through 4.
Okay, that's what I said. We take off line 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
just put it in
And
motion.
we're gonna vote on it that way.
If that's somebody says.
Second.
John Pippinger, motion.
All right, got a second, roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimate. John Pippinger,
No.
Samantha Trentham.
Yes.
And James Woody.
No.
Oh my God.
Damn, John.
Living on paper over here.
Scratch it. All right, so, y'all are wanting to keep the 3,000 in.
Why would you pay someone before they work?
You're not paying it, you just put it there if they need it.
Why not just wait till he does his work and then let us pay it? That's how we do everything else. They send in budget amendments and we pass it.
He'll be fine as long as he knows we'll pay him, which he knows we will. I believe the reason he preempted about it is he didn't know if we was gonna be able to meet or not because of coronavirus. So he might have thought this whole time we was gonna meet and said he's doing it ahead of time. But he'll be all right with it. If he does work extra and we pay him, I mean, it's good
I
either
mean, he's gonna
way.
get it after he works, we'll turn in his budget amendment and then we'll pass it. So why would you put it in there before he done it?
Because he wasn't sure when it was gonna be.
Well, I understand that. but
Yeah,
why would we
I
do it
understand
now?
that, and I mean, I'm not saying he's trying to rip us, I'm nothing of that nature. I mean, I'm just always like to pay after the work's been done. And he turns in, 5 hours at $150 an hour, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I mean, whatever he does, I
I mean,
mean,
he's gonna
yes.
get paid for it regardless. So we can do it after he does it.
I'm good with that. They changed. I don't want to do that. Boy, didn't have to. It didn't pass, neither one of them. Going down the agenda.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about these forensic bills that need paid, about the dead bodies that we've transported to Knoxville though. Since y'all aren't passing it.
Well, I'm not voting.
I voted.
Until he does it.
I mean, that last one should have passed. It had to. I don't know why it did. How big fines they gonna put you in?
Now, what line's that coming under?
Pretty big amount, it's all in one here, cause it's all the same fund, and y'all vote on them as a whole, so I thought it didn't matter to put all these together, but obviously it does. Maybe, can y'all vote on them one at a time? Line, amendment 43, line 1.
It's that second
Can we
budget,
try it
man.
that way, or?
Well, that's what we did this last time. It
Well,
failed
not
too.
really, we just took off one. If you go one at a time down the line, then everybody can specifically vote for which one they want to.
Well, we've got to do something so she can pay her bills. I mean, that can't wait another month, obviously.
What line is that?
I mean, those autopsy stuff, we only budget like $400. We never know how many dead bodies they're gonna find in the forest.
Yeah.
They found a
We haven't
lot
got
lately,
anything
okay?
out of that yet.
They found a lot. So I kinda need to, I mean,
Send it to the Forest Service, send that bill to them.
What line is that? Yeah, let the Forest Service.
I'm so sick of that, I don't know which end.
That's for
Is that line
another day.
going?
and then the trustees bond, I mean, Gina's gotta have that extra bond that's got to be paid, it wasn't anywhere.
What line was it?
It's the number 2, that's number 1 and number 2.
And it was budget amendment what?
43.
43.
I make a motion to fund or pass budget amendment 42, lines 1 and lines 2.
43.
43, lines 1 and 2.
I'll second that motion.
And we'll get that took care of. That's the first in my 20 years. Yes.
Okay, okay.
So roll call,
Yeah.
Greg Brooks,
Pass, not as cute. Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Dewey Estimon,
Yes.
John Pippinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trentham,
Yes.
and James Woody.
No.
5-1.
Pass.
We don't have to do it. We're done with budget amendments.
What's number
Okay.
4 paying for?
What?
What's number 4 paying for? Patrice?
Building maintenance.
Sanitation cost.
Yes, for new employees.
No, that's not the workers, that's like, I think the porta potties and things like that.
Can't wait for next month, we need to try to do something different.
No, we can wait.
We'll all take a pill and come back next month, a happy pill. Okay. That ambulance got below our minds tonight. My blood pressure went through the roof and it didn't come back down. Okay, all right, number 6. applications for the Polk County Board of Equalization.
I believe everybody got those in their packet. The Board of Equalization, or somebody else wants to do mine? I'm sorry, I keep.
Oh, do what now?
Did we skip number 5? Emergency policy?
Oh, well, nobody said nothing. I read that and,
It's in the
okay,
packet.
where's it at?
It's in the packet.
It's in the packet, got it, somewhere. Yep, I've seen that, where'd it go? Where's that, man? All right. The temporary office, do I gotta read this?
Is this something we have to vote on, or just information?
Is it just information, or do we vote on this?
Which one was it?
I think
The temporary office policy and procedure changes, that's why I didn't think nothing about it, I mean,
Temporary office policies.
it's where the road department, office
Oh.
hours and personnel.
That's, we just have to acknowledge that we received it.
Okay.
We don't have a say in it.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
It's informative, and you can just offer a copy of it to
yeah,
newspaper people. That's how you gotta do it.
there you go. Alright. Now, applications for the Polk County Board of Equalization, county executive.
Applications should have been sent to each and every one of the commissioners. There were 8 applications total that were received. I think as Commissioner Brooks had pointed out when on the last meeting on the east side of the county, that it's been a while since this has been done. Upon reading on this, I have a practice manual here, if anybody would like to read it. It states that, in a nutshell, the largest city within the county shall have a choice. The city of Benton has spoken to me as far as their choice. So one of those applicants that you see there, Kenneth Bishop, has been chosen by the city of Benton. So that would take it down to 7. Is that right? Yes, 7. Right now, the way the board serves, there's 2 out of District 1, 1 out of District 2, and 2 out of District 3. The current server from District 2 did not reapply. Also, one of the applicants that's before you is a county employee, which according to the practice manual is not permitted. So if the commission wants to keep it as 2 from 1, 1 from 2, 2 from 3, that's how come those are there if you look at. I would recommend to kind of flip District 2 and District 3, simply because you would be able to have 2 choices from District 2 this year, and then in 2 years, District 3 would have 2 choices from this county commission. Because this county commission is only going to get to choose 1 out of District 1, because Benton will always have their choice to go on that board. So, based off of that, there's never been any alternates set aside. So I would also like for there to be a couple alternates. If somebody cannot serve or cannot come to the proceedings that way, there'll be enough there to hear all the contingencies, I guess, with this Board of Equalization.
Let's see, now, how many total is on this?
You have 8 applicants before you,
And how many goes on the board?
5. And Kenneth Bishop was chosen by the city of
Right.
Benton, so there's 4.
4 that we would need, or something, that would be done on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's,
And if anybody has any questions whatsoever,
How was this nominated?
if you all want to, or if you want by suggestion, like I said, right now, the way this board stands is 2 from District 1, 1 from District 2, and 2 from District 3.
So it'll be 2 from my district this time, and it'll go back to 1 in 2 years, and it'll be 2 from the 3rd district in 2 years.
That's that's what I would recommend, just to kind of,
So is it gonna flip around each year?
from between District 2 and District 3, because you all as body commissioners are only gonna get to choose one every 2 years out of District 1. You don't get two, because the city of Benton is the largest city in the county, and they automatically get one.
So since they picked Ken, Benton, or the first district just got one opening left, right?
Correct.
I nominate, Bill True and Wayne Rutherford for my district. For District 2.
That's second that.
Well, we'll try to do them all together and vote on who you want from District 3. You're the only one here tonight.
Greg. Okay.
Greg Taylor.
Yeah.
What about John O'Leary and James from District 1?
They much choice. Charles Kent, or Roy Kennel.
Yeah.
Right. I make a motion for Bill True and Wayne Rutherford from District 2, Greg Taylor from District 3, and Roy Campbell from District 1.
Second.
Roll call. Any more discussion, Sergeant?
Can, Greg, could I get you to add that those other two to be as an alternate? Just so that way, if something happens with these five. it
We'll do
does-
that second.
Okay.
Vote on these.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay. Roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimov.
Yes.
Jeremy, John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trentham.
Yes.
And James Whittie.
Yes.
Now, we'll vote on,
The two alternates.
the two alternates, which will be, who was left?
Jack Collins.
Jack Collins
And Mr. Big,
and Mr. Bigman, that's the only two left. Okay.
according to this book.
They'll be alternates.
I make a motion to put Jack Collins on and, extend the application deadline for 1 more month. For another alternate.
Okay. And that way, I mean, and with Greg doing that, if, just so the commission understands, if something does happen, then I will put somebody on there, because that's also set aside in this handbook. So if I do accept applications and get them, if somebody does turn in, and there is that possibility, I will go ahead and pull from that application that we have to set another alternate.
All right, any more discussion?
What are we voting on?
The alternates.
Making Jack Collins, he's the only other applicant, him and David Bigman left. I made a motion to make Jack Collins an alternate.
You got Davis Bacon.
Well, I'm not nominating him personally. I made a motion to extend the alternate applications for 1 month, in case somebody else applied to be another alternate.
I'll second the motion. Or did you didn't have a
Did you say
second?
1 month or 4 months?
1 month. 1 month. Don't get me confused.
We got it. Roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Dewey Estimov.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trentham.
Yes.
And James Whittie.
No.
5
Walter.
yes, 1 no.
Walter, if you could, if you would help me to get that in the paper, that we are gonna put that out for 1 more month, I'd greatly appreciate it, and just let us know.
That gives $1. Such, I would have one down here.
Okay, next is announcements, statements.
Okay.
Nope.
That's IDB, we'll suspend the rules, probably.
No,
No, she added it to the agenda.
Oh, where'd that go? Right here.
yes,
This resolution.
yes, ma'am. And the IDB board's here, some of them are, and I'd just kinda like to recognize some of them. There's 4 of them in the crowd. They have worked hard. I'm gonna let them explain to you in just a little bit, because yes, they are asking you for some money, but it's some of the money that they found. Derek's the chairman, so I'm gonna kinda let him, if he wants to point over to somebody else for just a few minutes, just so you can get an understanding of what they are coming before you today. So, Derek?
Sure, I'll give you just a brief summary of what the board's done to this point.
So we started meeting in January, and very early on in that process, we identified 2 businesses that really had not been paying taxes for some time that should have been. So already we've recovered about $7,800 for the county, and we're working on an additional sum of $2,800 to $3,000 at our next meeting. Last meeting, we also had a group approach us about working with them to help incentivize selling a tract of land and some buildings that they have. Looks like that's a good possibility that we can work with them, hopefully get a lot more money back on the tax rolls for the county, and maybe save some buildings from falling in and really being dilapidated beyond repair. The money that we recovered, the $7,800 that's already been recovered, is in the resolution you have. Alan Haynes really did all the work with Attorney Brooks to recover that money. And I'll let Alan talk about the resolution just a little bit, just give you a summary of what they've done and the companies they've worked with there.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. As Sir mentioned, we actually, Randy Yates, I have to give him credit, he brought this to us initially, and there's a company called TCI Sales that the original Industrial Development Board set up an agreement with in 2006, and it was a 10-year agreement. And subsequently, the board, I guess, I really don't know the history, you may know better than I, somehow dissolved over time. And I think in 2011, TCI Sales, which was the company that developed the relationship with the board, owned or opened up they're out of Moody, Alabama. And they produce transformers for electronic transformers for companies like TVA, Southern Company, Dominion, all the major companies throughout the country. But TCI had a company called, sub-company that they own called EPS Rubber. And they manufactured all the rubber grommets and so forth that went in as parts to those transformers. Ames Manufacturer, which is now in the location in Ducktown, actually got together with TCI Sales and bought out the personal property in the building. Hope I'm not getting too far in the weeds here, but Ames Manufacturing is their main branch is in Los Angeles, California, and they've been operating in Ducktown since 2011. TCI, the company out of Moody, who builds the transformers, notified the previous board that they were going to sell the personal property to Ames Manufacturing, allowing them to take over. They were going to remain the landlord for the property in Ducktown, still owning the property, and then turning over the personal property to Ames. Since the board wasn't functioning, nothing happened with that notice, other than the fact that the trustee's office somehow, here in Polk County, got, they were presented with the fact that Ames is now the owner of the personal property, and they began to tax Ames in Ducktown. So Ames has been paying taxes since 2012. There was, however, a year, 2018, where they actually there was a discrepancy in the amount of taxes that they were charged. Ames paid what they were billed, but they were underbilled some $3,000. We've now, through this process, got Ames to agree, and we'll finalize this in our upcoming meeting, to pay an additional $3,008 in taxes for 2018. That will go directly to the county because as far as the trustee's office is concerned, the taxes are paid because they were billed incorrectly, but they did pay. So, Ames Manufacturing, just to give you a little background, they not only manufacture rubber gaskets for TCI of Moody, Alabama, the parent company that still owns the real estate in Ducktown, and will be paying taxes, by the way. Up till now, they were in an agreement, in a 10-year agreement with the IBD board that gave them tax-free status from 2006 to 2016. But the trustees office never picked up the fact that in 16 they fell off of that and were supposed to start paying taxes. So for 16, 17, and 18, they owe, the number I think is $78.56 and some change. So together, it's over $10,000, nearly $11,000 in unpaid taxes that the board has actually come to agreement with Ames and with TCI to pay. The other thing is that TCI has agreed that of course, they were happy to agree, we're going to actually redo all the paperwork so that the property ownership goes back to TCI in Moody, Alabama, and they will then be put on the tax rolls, and they'll probably be taxed somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 a year from now on out. Ames will continue to pay their taxes, which are around $3,000 a year. So the two companies will pay in the neighborhood of $6,000 a year from here on out. But the personal property will be turned over to Ames, and and we will quick deed the property, the building there in Ducktown, back to TCI, the original owner. I know that's a lot of information to process, but if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
So I'm assuming the agreement between the IDB and the company has come to an end if y'all transfer the property back.
We're basically, John, we're basically doing what should have been done back in 16, right?
But they're gonna wipe the slate clean as far as the money and the gaps. I mean, the IDB agreement's done.
They are, and the county won't be out of dime. And they'll be back on the roll, on the tax roll as well from here on out. They're really, I can tell you this, by working with Joe Kelly of TCI in Moody, Alabama, and also Terry Wright at Ames, they're both very appreciative of what Polk County has done for them. They plan to stay here. They employ somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 people over there. Currently, they're down to 4 tents, but that's because of the COVID-19 situation. But they not only supply companies like TCI, but they supply the boat industry. As Derek and I were talking today, they actually supply the RV industry with some rubber gaskets of some sort. So they have a real strong business there, and they have absolutely no desire to leave Polk County.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay. Resolution, Polk County Industrial Development Corporation. Resolutions 5-1, is that what we said?
5-120, I think.
5-120. Whereas due to the expiration of the lease agreement on December the 31st, 2016, TCI Sales Incorporated, parent company of South, how do you pronounce that? I don't want to say that wrong.
South Invest.
South Invest?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was something funky in there or not. South Invest Holding Incorporated agrees to pay real property tax for the tax years 2017, 18, and 19, beginning in the total amount of $7,856, and requests that the board transfer the real estate back to South Invest Holdings Incorporated. Whereas the board agrees to transfer the real estate back to South Invest Holdings Incorporated upon the payment in the amount of $7,856 being received. Whereas the board requests that the Polk County establish a budget line for the board and place the funds being received in said budget line. Now therefore, it being resolved that Upon receiving the amount of $7,856, the chairman is authorized and directed to transfer the real estate back into South Invest Holding Incorporated by executing a quitclaim deed on behalf of the board. South Invest Holding Incorporated shall be responsible for the recording costs, and the board requests that Polk County establish a budget line for the board and place the funds being received in said budget line.
Motion to approve resolution 5120.
Second.
Roll call.
The question.
Question,
Real quick
discussion, should have known.
Where's the 7,850? What's the plans for it? Y'all are asking for it to be put in
So,
line.
yeah, we won't put it in a line item, and what we'd like to do, there's not a lot of land in the county that the board has access to attract new businesses to. And that's a starting point to fund the board to start to try to attract new businesses in the county. The industrial park we have here in Benton, there's very little land available there, and it's not very desirable. So if we're going to really attract businesses and grow this county, we've got to have some funds to start trying to acquire some land and some resources to attract businesses here.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Judy Estimont. John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trentham.
Yes.
And James Whittier.
Yes.
6 yes.
Okay, announcements and statements now. Anybody got anything else?
We are Polk, I said that whenever we had time, I talked with Ryan Walls today. Ryan's our treasurer. We are Polk, as everybody knows, that we've been feeding and working and doing within the county. Currently today, we have $3,800 in our account. This will be our last week of working and preparing food for people within the community. We're gonna be looking to phase in some other things that we see as a need within the county. So I'd just like for that to be so noted. I said that whenever this started, we'd let the money amount be known, so right at $3,800 is in the account as of today. And I appreciate all the commissioners and everybody that's given, to this. We work hard to feed thousands and thousands. I know Jackie and myself has bagged and hauled, and the sheriff's department as they hauled and went out to the community, and each and every volunteer. Thank you all very much.
Just one other quick question. Do you have any, I know you had said on the Easter egg hunt that you were gonna have it if it took July, so is that still?
It may take August.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay, just so
we are
everybody
going to
knows.
have an Easter egg hunt at some point in time, simply because there's literally thousands of eggs in my office. When Easter eggs went on sale, a lot of people went and bought a bunch more Easter eggs. So we've got, just like the drugstore, for instance, they give, I think, 98 Easter eggs with $1 bill each one of them. So there's $98 worth of, and then all the candy. So there will be an Easter egg hunt. It may be on out towards Labor Day now. I don't know. It's whenever they finally, but we will have an Easter egg hunt at some point in time in Polk County.
And there are 3 food programs starting this next month, I think the end of this month, and then the start of June for people. 2 of them are only if you have minor children home, and then one of them I think is free for everybody. Those are coming up, and Robbie will have some information on those very
Will
soon.
that be something that people will have to sign up for?
Yes, you'll have to give notice. I think 2 of them are from the Chattanooga Food Bank. They're 2 different versions. And there's a distance split. I'm not sure how that's working out through the Baptist Association and some others. And Smyrna Church is part of that. So. And the school has a food program that they just announced last couple of days for this year. And I'm not sure how it works.
You go
It's on
online
the
and
website.
sign up.
Yeah.
Go online, and sign up for that. All right, anybody else? Anything?
Motion to adjourn.
So,